All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us for today's Soul Essence Empowerment Workshop. We'll be with you momentarily, all right? I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to get logged on and prepare for the workshop. Couple minutes and we'll get started, guys. Thanks.
Never wanting you to let me go, especially when they turn up and try to get me to forget who I am and you. It be like they want me dumb when it come to you. Always trying to keep me silent like they're 0 2. Whenever I speak up on behalf of you. And that's just how they did Yahusha. When a fairy talk, they try to fool you. When it's had you speak, they try to pull your triggers. The holy of the Ruach in them not. Got that head knowledge, but spirit in them right. Got that book knowledge, but understanding clocked it. And while the spirit is willing, my soul be hitting sentence. I cry to you in the spirit that help me manage my feelings. Be growing weary and well, do it. Cause they be out here testing me, going through it. I'm looking for your word to come through, pulling scriptures where you promise.
They tell us we should be quiet. Us is gonna get violent. But I'm giving praise to the highest. And I got words for these giants. So tell them put me on speaker. Don't put me on silent. I said put me on speaker. Don't put me on silent. Yeah. Mouthpiece in the last days. Frankincense in my ashtrays. Maintaining peace even after these plagues. I pray for divine wisdom, it came with my age. There's a lot of spiritual predators, Bible editors, Elohim competitors, fast food for thought, confused off of what they fed to us. But in the wilderness, we moving off the cloud ahead of us. I told you in the song, fall away what was dead to us. We the temple, he the strong tower, no other head of us. My lady and I are talking, leaving, and they all scheming. As we start poking holes in the doctrine of demons, making the people think, if y'all say it, he mean it, and studying for themselves. So it's telling us we should be quiet. Us is gonna get violent. But I'm giving praise to the highest. And I got words for these giants. So tell them put me on speaker. Don't put me on silent. I said put me on speaker. Don't put me on silent. They tell us we should be quiet. Us is gonna get violent. But I'm giving praise to the highest. And I got words for these giants. So tell them put me on speaker. Don't put me on silent. I said put me on speaker. Don't put me on silent. When a very fuck, they try to fool you. When a dead they speak, they try to pull your triggers.
All right. As you can tell, I love that song. You hear me? I love a lot of the Hebrew music. So listen, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Soul Essence Empowerment Workshop today. I am grateful for everyone who is here, ready, waiting, willing to participate. I appreciate you all so much. So before we move any further, then let's just go ahead. I'm going to cut my camera off. Y'all know I don't really always have this camera on when I am speaking because I get distracted. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off right now. What I do want to do, though, is go ahead and open up the workshop in prayer. Most High, Abnu and the Shemayim, I am grateful for thee, O Abba. The Water Abba for gathering us all here together today. The Water Abba, we ask that you bestow your guidance upon us and your Baruch on each and every attendee, O Most High. I do pray, Abba Yahuwah, that we have an open mind and a open heart as we prepare to receive the word that's coming forth from the workshop today. Let it be beneficial to us. Let the hearers receive whatever seed needs to be sown on fertile soil, Abba Yahuwah, so that you can cultivate in that seed in them. Abba Yahuwah, let the Ruach HaKodesh lead and guide each individual further. We glorify you, O Most High Yah. We give you praise. The water Abba for continuously reminding us of your faithfulness and your guidance. The water Abba for being our source. The water Abba for the protection, Abba Yahweh, that you've had over us. The water Abba for the forgiveness that we seek from thee. The water Abba, we just praise your name, for you are great and greatly to be praised. We come to you today asking for your continued guidance, divine wisdom, and divine support, Abba Yahuwah, as we begin this workshop. Help us to engage in meaningful discussions, Abba Yahuwah. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart and mind be acceptable in your sight, Most High Yahweh, my strength and my redeemer, Abba Yahuwah. As I am your vessel here in the earth realm, Abba Yahuwah, speak through me, teach through me, move through me, make decisions through me, everything that's supposed to be done, Abba Yahuwah, your will, your way. I am a vessel, Yahweh, and I am grateful. Oh, Most High Yah, it is unto you that I pray. I give the water Abba for the grace that you perpetuated to us, which is Yahushua Amashiach, which gives us the opportunity to be, forgiven and redeemed and adopted into your family, your kingdom as your sons and daughters. Oh, yeah, I am grateful, so grateful for the grace, oh Most High, the water for the grace. All right, it is unto thee, oh Most High Yah, that I pray, praise, and worship. So be it, so it is, so shall it be. Now, you guys, as you know, this Soul Essence Empowerment journey is brought to you by Images, where we are imparting motivation, achieving goals, and expecting success each and every day. All right. The Soul Essence Empowerment journey is our journey to greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Today, we are on part 3 of this, the power of embracing radical self-acceptance and authenticity. We are on part 3 of the power of embracing radical self-acceptance and authenticity. I am grateful to have you guys here today. We're going to do a quick recap. You know that the renewed mindset, as it related to the power of embracing radical self-acceptance and authenticity. The renewed mindset was one of the first things that we talked about. This is just a recap, overview of the entire portion. We are on part 3 today, but I do want to give everybody that's on, because we get new people each day. So I do want them to have an idea of what it is that we're speaking on. All right. So the power of embracing radical self-acceptance and authenticity as it relates to a renewed mindset. This renewed mindset helps people to shift from self-criticism and insecurity to self-acceptance. Instead of focusing on any perceived flaws or comparing yourself to other people, a renewed mindset gives you the ability to see each individual as perfectly crafted by Yahweh with inherent value. This mindset also allows you to embrace the truth that worth is not determined by external validation, but by the Most High's unconditional love and purpose for each person. We have our base scripture for this, which is Romans 12:2, which says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Now, a renewed mindset means that you're no longer conforming to the limiting beliefs that the world may impose, such as self-doubt, fear of judgment, or the pursuit of external validation. It's about being transformed through your faith. It's about embracing new ways of thinking that are aligned with the Most High's truth and allowing that transformation to empower every action. So this is the base of what we are discussing. And you can read this, because I'm not going to go over this full screen, because this is from the very first day of this workshop. But again, it's for the purposes of review, because we're gathered, right, with this workshop. And for this particular power of embracing radical self-acceptance and authenticity, we were inviting you all to consider the transformative power of a renewed mindset. One that shifts from that self-doubt, that fear, that need for external validation to a more solid foundation, being rooted in your faith, your self-acceptance, and your authenticity. So with this workshop, Images and the Soul Essence and Power workshop is encouraging all of you guys, our members, our attendees, and participants to Embrace every part of who you are, your strengths, all of your vulnerabilities, any of your unique gifts that you may have, because this aids you in activating your inner power. This aids you in becoming divinely aligned with the Most High, right? Remember, divine alignment is of most importance. Authenticity is of most importance. So a lot of the things that we are presenting to you will be based on those things, all right? Because this helps lead you to living courageously. It contributes to more meaningful interactions with people. It helps you to contribute more meaningfully to your divine purpose as well, okay? Now, as you guys know, we are on part 3. As you can see right here, it's highlighted for you: overcoming fear of judgment. Learning to let go of fear of judgment from others, because this allows us to live in alignment with the Most High. And there is a lot of information on what us as marvels were created to do. You have to seek that information for yourself. I'm not going to feed you a lot of stuff because I want you guys to fish, and I want you guys to study and read the scriptures for yourself, because that's the best way to receive from them, is you read them for yourself. However, we are going to make sure that we go over the information, because learning to let go of fear of judgment is a liberating thing. All right. Also, we have 2 more parts after today to this authentic living and embracing radical self-acceptance and authenticity, as you can see. So today, let's just go ahead and jump into the overcoming the fear of judgment portion. All right. Fear of judgment is one of the biggest barriers to authenticity, and this is why we're going over the topic, okay? When people are concerned with how others perceive them, they suppress their true selves, holding back from fully expressing their uniqueness. Remember, we did talk about how expressing your uniqueness does not take away from interconnectedness, right? Your heart is unique. Your heart is also a part of a system that functions together, right? But it still doesn't take away from the uniqueness of the heart. The same with people. We are all a part of the body of Hamashiach, right? That's what we're supposed to be. And in our own individual facets, we function as our part, but we make up together. This interconnectedness is what makes up the whole body. So we want to make sure that we're not holding back from fully expressing our uniqueness for that reason, because that could impede your the purpose for which, if your heart started holding back on you, right? If it wanted to just give you a little bit of its functions, that's going to cause imbalance. That's going to cause health conditions, possibly death, but we don't want to, so we want to make sure that we are expressing our uniqueness as well, because it's important for the whole. All right. Fear can manifest in decisions, interactions with other people, and how we present ourselves to the world. But when we realize that the opinions of other people are not a reflection of our true value, we become free to shine our light, okay? So I have to emphasize the importance of breaking free from the need for approval or validation. Instead, now don't get all arrogant either. So that's not what I'm telling. Please don't nobody take this the wrong way, all right? But what I encourage you to do instead, all right, is I encourage you all to live from a place of inner alignment. Remember, the kingdom of heaven, the Shamayim is inside of you. The Most High is inside of you. So everything that you need to be everything that you need to be, you've already been given, and it's on the inside of you. So when it says seek ye first, like I told you guys today, you have to go within. You can't even leave yourself out of that, okay? A lot of people will say, don't be self-seeking, yada, yada, yada. If the kingdom is inside of you, right, then you have to go within to get it. Now, that's going to also give you the ability to learn a lot about yourself as well, okay? So understanding that this fear can manifest in decisions and interactions and how you're presenting yourself to the world is the reason why we want to just get rid of that fear altogether and realize that the opinions of others don't reflect our true value, because that is what causes us to become free to shine our light efficiently and effectively. All right. So that's the importance of breaking free from the need of validation of other people. Now, I encourage you guys to live from this place of inner alignment. knowing that your true worth comes from the Most High Yahweh and the essence that is within you. The fear of judgment fades when we as a people and as individuals understand that our authenticity is what the world needs most. Now, just keep in mind that we are in this world, but not of this world. So we have to be who it is that we are supposed to be in order to even make a difference or impact. Now, also with overcoming the fear of judgment, you know that a mindset that's rooted in fear focuses on external approval. It leads to conformity and suppression of your authenticity. Oppression will probably be hanging out there waiting to just jump on you. So in contrast, a renewed mindset is going to be anchored in faith. Understanding that judgment from other people is really irrelevant to your true identity. Elohim's approval is the only validation that matters, and it is unwavering. So with this mindset shift, I have an affirmation for you guys, right? We're going to affirm. I no longer live for the approval of others, but for the approval of the Most High, who has already affirmed me. This mindset frees us to express our true selves without fear of judgment or rejection, and it unlocks our potential to live authentically and powerfully. Along with unlocking that potential, we then are in a space where we can maximize that as well. So, scripture today, we have Galatians 1:10, and I confess it, I pulled it from the NIV, but it says, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of Elohim? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Hamashiach. All right. So this scripture reminds us that seeking the approval of others is a distraction from our true calling. Keep in mind, that's what the others that want you to seek their approval is there for. They're literally agents that are serving as a distraction to prevent you from understanding and walking in your true calling. Our focus should be on aligning with Yahweh Elohim's will and not worrying about the judgments of other people, right? Imagine if, because y'all love Yahusha, right? Imagine if Yahusha had been worried about what other people thought of him, right? Y'all supposed to be following Yahusha, not following what other people got to say. He didn't care what other people thought about him, right? So we'll have a quote also. You know, I like to give you guys a quote. I don't want to hear none of you complaining about these scriptures, right? So I have a quote for you as well, for those of you who say you can't really understand the scriptures. Well, let's see if this helps to build upon that understanding for you. Steve Jobs, y'all should all know who that is. Y'all love his phone. That is no longer his phone anymore. You know, he passed away. However, Steve Jobs says, your time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Okay? Between the two of those, nobody should have a problem understanding what we are striving to relay with the information that's being presented today. Because this powerful reminder from Steve Jobs urges us to avoid being shaped by other people's judgments or expectations, and instead live according to your own truth and visions, right? So, just to sum it up for our final point, one of the greatest barriers to living authentically is the fear of being judged. We often hesitate to pursue our passions, speak our truth, or step into our purpose because we fear how others will perceive us. This fear of judgment is like a prison of our own making, one that stifles our potential and keeps us from living fully. The truth is this: no one else's opinion should have the power to define you. Only you, or we, each ourselves, in alignment with Yahweh, can do that. When we let go of the fear of judgment, we free ourselves to live boldly, knowing that our worth is inherent, not dictated by external approval. We must remember that everyone is on their own journey, and the judgments of others often reflect their own insecurities and not our truth. True empowerment comes from within, from embracing who we are and from stepping into the world without apology. Like your Usha, right? We're supposed to be following your Usha here. Remember that. When we stop fearing judgment, we step into the flow of life, moving confidently in the direction of our dreams and our passions, or the will of our, which it should all line up together, right? It should be in divine alignment. And in that space, we not only liberate ourselves, but we also inspire others to do the same. So let this be the day that you break free from the chains of judgment and embrace the power of living fully in your Christ consciousness, authentically and unapologetically, right? Because you're supposed to be followers of your Usha, and that means you shouldn't care what other people are thinking about you anyway, okay? Now, our action steps for journaling today, you guys go ahead and get a screenshot of this page, please. Let me give you a couple seconds. All right. Also get a screenshot of this page, please. All right. If you have the workbook, you know you don't need a screenshot because you're looking at the page right in your workbook. If you don't have the workbook, you can either get a workbook, they're only $10, or you can just screenshot the page. Either way, you can get it done. There's nothing stopping you from getting it done. A lot of people just like to get the workshop because they still have it to, reflect back on whenever this workshop is over. Sometimes we need reminders of information that we may already have. All right. Now, you guys also know that your written assignments are a one-page essay form, and they have to be turned in to get your credit for this participation in this workshop. So if you need that credit, make sure you turn in the written assignment that accompanies this workshop. If you don't need the credit, just please make sure you're still doing the written assignment anyway, because what a waste of time to be sitting around hearing somebody talk to you or in a workshop and not implementing or fully participating and receiving from it what was meant for you to gather that day. That you could have just went and did something else if that was the case. So just make sure, you guys, if you have to turn it in, one-page essay form, whether you write it or type it, make sure it's an attachment to an email. Do not try to put all of that in an email to me. Attach it to an email, okay? And I appreciate you. Now, the first action step, and this first three that we go over is going to be your implementation stuff. Start implementing this stuff today. The second three that we go over are your prompts that will help you to write. And the answers that I want to see are contained anywhere you see a question mark on either page, okay? Now, so for the next week, let's make a decision and a conscious effort to speak our truth in one situation each day where you would typically hold back due to fear of judgment. Don't go being rude. I'm not saying go be douchebags, all right? What I'm saying is learn to speak your truth, all right? So in certain situations, in one a day, where you would typically hold back due to fear of judgment, make a conscious effort to speak your truth. This could be in conversations, expressing your desires, or setting boundaries. Notice how you feel afterward and reflect on the empowerment that comes with standing in your authenticity. Now, if this is an area in which you have struggled, I can tell you already that the first time you do it, you may even experience some type of, condemning thoughts. Know that those are not of you or the Most High or anything, okay? Cast those on out with not having boundaries and not speaking your truth. We just reject all of that, okay? 2, practice non-attachment to others' opinions, all right? So when faced with criticism or judgment, instead of reacting immediately, pause and ask yourself, is this judgment really about me? Or is it a reflection of the other person's insecurities or beliefs? Because people project a lot. This step allows you to detach from external opinions and gain clarity about your own truth and intentions. Number 3, engage in one bold, authentic action. Bold and authentic. Did you hear me? So identify one action that you've been hesitant to take because of fear of how others might react. It could be launching a project, wearing something that expresses your personality, or sharing a vulnerable part of your journey with someone else. Commit to taking that action this week, though. Remember, implementation is important. The goal is to break the grip of fear and experience the freedom that comes from unapologetic authenticity. So again, if you have been living in a place where fear has held you down, okay, we'll go ahead and break that today. And it's great because it's a full moon. So we can get rid of everything that's not even for our highest and greatest good, right? So it's gone. Boom. Now you're stepping into a new beginning. It's going to be different. If you have any type of condemning thoughts come in, if you have any type of fear that's trying to creep back in, just know that is simply because it's a new experience. Sometimes people fear the unknown. Sometimes people really are conditioned to the point where they think if they speak their truth or step into their authenticity, that it's not a good thing. All right. So each time you take the each time you take the opportunity to have one bold, authentic action, it gets easier and easier and easier moving forward. Okay. Now, your action steps for journaling. Number 1, what am I afraid others will judge me about? And how does this fear hold me back from living fully? I want you to explore specific fears and judgments that you feel may be limiting your choices and your potential. Reflect on how releasing these fears could open doors to new opportunities and a more authentic life for you. All right. Number 2, whose opinion have I been prioritizing over my own truth? And how can I reclaim the power of my own voice? That's pretty deep, right? So identify any individuals or groups whose approval you have been seeking at the expense of your own desires and at the expense of doing what your Abba put you here to do in the first place. Consider steps that you can take to prioritize your inner voice and make the decision based on your true self. And for this one, I also ask you, like, how do you think the Most High feels that you take another person's or another one of his creations opinion or, desires more seriously than you take how he has called you to live here? Now, people talk about being a good steward when it comes to money, but are you being a good steward of the gifts or the marvel of you that the Most High made if you are allowing, fear to stop you, or if you're allowing other people's opinions to stop you, or allowing their opinions to take precedent over what take precedence over what the Most High has already told you to do or has in store for you, has commissioned you to do in the earth realm. All right. There you go. Y'all got it? Cool beans. All right. So here we are at our final scripture for today. It's coming from Isaiah 51:7, NIV as well. It says, "Hear me. You know what is right. You people who have taken my instruction to heart. Do not fear the reproach of mere mortals or be terrified by their insults." Y'all, this stuff, like, I really pull these scriptures out. Do not fear the reproach of mere mortals or be terrified by their insults. Okay? So this verse is encouraging us not to fear the judgment or reproach of other people. When we walk in righteousness and truth, we can stand firm in the face of any type of external criticism, challenge, whatever, because we're standing in our power. We're doing what we're supposed to do. All of that extra stuff, the external criticism, all of that is going to be illegal activities in the earth realm. And that's why we are told that we have more power, authority, and dominion. Now, the only way that stuff can even impact us is if we allow it to. So today, we're not even going to allow it. As you can see, it says, "Hear me, you who know what is right. You people who have taken my instruction to heart. Do not fear the reproach of mere mortals or be terrified by their insults." All right. So thank you guys for joining us for the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. Again, if you need to contact Images by phone, it's 336-528-4833. If you have social media, you can find us. Our handle is Images GSO. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you have any written correspondence, like your assignments that you have to turn in today, please make sure, or any other written correspondence, you can send that to our email address, which is imagesgso@gmail.com. Imagesgso@gmail.com. You see it right there on the screen. Also, if you would like to know more about Images, what we do, how you can be a part of our organization, how you can help us, how we can help you, how we can all work together to help other people, then what I want you to do is go to our website. As you can see, it's imagesempowerment.org. Imagesempowerment.org. All right, Abba, Yahuwah, thank you for bringing us together today. I am grateful for the spirit of unity, which we have and it has been present amongst us. I am grateful that you help us to put aside any of our personal agendas or differences and work together in harmony towards our common goal of being excellent representation of you here in the earth realm and being a powerful body of Hamashiach. Psalms 133:1 says, behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters dwell in unity. And I added the sisters, you guys. But it says, behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. I am grateful that this is our desire. And as we begin to engage with one another, as we begin to be the change that we wish to see, let us be excellent representation in the earth realm, so much so that others will be drawn to you. As we depart from this workshop, y'all, continue to keep us in your protection and continue to protect our beloved ones as well, Yahweh. And see us safely to wherever we're going. Help us to have an open mind and lead and guide us in the introspection so that we can do our journaling assignments in a manner that will be impactful to our lives and give us the empowerment that we need to implement what we've learned here today. So be it, so it is, so it shall be. Abba, I am grateful for the grace that you have given us, which is your Yahushua HaMashiach, and I appreciate everything that you've done for us as a ministry, for each individual, for me and my family. So be it, so it is, so it shall be. All right, y'all. So let me check the chat to see if you guys have put any questions there. I don't